Good evening, whoa, oh shit! I forgot I still have my monitor on. Okay, just a second. Just a second. Advanced audio properties, monitor, and turn to monitor, monitor off, monitor off. You all still hear me? Okay. I'm testing out a stream tonight with a new microphone. Hopefully, I can get a lot cleaner sound out of this new dynamic mic compared to can't talk today. My old condenser one, my old Blue Yeti. It served me well, but it picked up a lot of background noise, and I couldn't really do much about that unless I got really up in its face, which I couldn't really do because it's a condenser mic. It just overloaded it and clipped the hell out of it. So, we're going to try out this new dynamic mic, see how it sounds. And for tonight, we're playing the Stanley Parable. Now, I love this game. I played the hell out of it back in college, but thankfully, it's been long enough that that it should be going in fairly fresh. And also and this is going to be a lot of fun to have because I got a new microphone. I was prompted because my sister got me a new mixer for my birthday. My sister and her partner. And so now I've got this whole mixer panel here. Like I can watch this. I'm talking really loud. Now I'm getting really, really quiet, but I'm still maintaining my voice at the same volume, but y'all can't tell that. Or I have various voice changer buttons.
See, I don't remember what all these voices are.
I don't know. Okay, it's off
now. Or like this various programmable buttons like pingers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the right one. And yeah. Oh, and of course, my personal favorite, the reverb. And let me get my direct monitor back on here. There we go. Yeah, the reverb. The reverb. I love doing that so much. Or my personal, it's just tiny sounding Topher. Like, seriously, this reverb is so fun. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to turn on the reverb, listen to me, and say I shouldn't be the next announcer in the announcer in the next Smash game on the Switch 2. Fox, Falco, Captain Falcon, Mario. 3, 2, 1, go! Sudden death. Player 2 defeated. Oh, that's fun. Or, of course, pingers. Of course, that's just raw audio, so it's not as good as it sounds out of my I'm getting distracted here. Let's get into the Stanley Parable. Oh, hang on. Oh, my audio's gone kerfuckus. Just a second. On my headphones. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get into this. We're going to play it in English because that's the language I speak. I have played it before. Adjust the slider till the computer is barely visible. So that's going to be right about there. The current time is 8. There we go. 8. Oh, overshot it. Current time is 8:15 p.m. I'm still trying your best to stay awake at work. Trying your best to stay awake at work, huh? Well, let's see if we can give you some entertainment to help make that happen. Ugh. Begin the game. The end is never, 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 the end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push. how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yes, almost.
Stanley was happy.
And we're about to fuck that up.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting.
This opening is
or
always
even
so
say
creepy. I love
hi.
it.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right, I'm going to try and keep commentary going, but I also don't want to interrupt the narrator, you know? Hang on a second. Settings, video, VSync. That's what it looks like with VSync on? Just a second. Hang on, let me choose something. AMD Software Adrenaline Edition. Just gonna pull up the.
No shit. Oops.
Let me check something. Performance. Tuning. Here we go. Okay, let me see here. Let's try that. That helps. That helps a bit. Okay, back at it. And now we venture forth
All of
into
his
this
co-workers were
office
gone.
complex.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let me know how the volume is too. Make sure you can all hear me okay. And settings. Video. Sorry, I'm having some trouble with the VSync and that it just drives me nuts. Here we go. Try doing that. Ah, nuts. Hang on a second. And I'm just going to restart the game real quick. With all my graphic settings befiddled. Let's see, it is 8. Oh, the volume is perfect. Fantastic. Hang on. Can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. That's probably going to be 6 p.m. dinner time. Or no. 1 p.m. lunchtime. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right. I'll let you get back to your video game now. Okay, we're going to start the game. If that didn't fix it, then I'll just soldier through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
And settings, video.
memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, I see. He said open the door on the left, but you know me, chat. I am a rebel.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Better be a damn good employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here
Yes,
in the room.
absolutely glorious.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Truly worth it, yes.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, what you gonna do about it?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No way. Like, fine, whatever. Settings. Video. Wait. That seems to have helped. Maybe. Hang on. Sorry, it's driving me nuts. Nuts.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Sorry.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I feel...
Hang on a second. Hang on. Sorry, I'm sorry, the screen tearing is just so bad on my end. I gotta try and figure this out. Give me a minute, folks. Let's finish this one ending.
I actually feel happy.
Wow. This place sure is peaceful. You know what? I'm just gonna let y'all chill here for a little bit while I try and figure this out. Ah! I found the problem. It was a problem with my graphics card it was trying to generate extra frames, which was just fucking up the VSync. Okay. Now then, I believe we were about to make this narrator's life miserable, if I recall correctly. Bye-bye. Oh,
No,
that's
wait.
so much better.
Where are you going?
Hang on a sec. Settings, video. There we go. Ah, that's better.
Oh, no.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I know. We can go back.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Look, man, I'm sorry, but this is a live stream. I need content.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I never do that.
No!
Ow, my bones.
Oh, thank God you lived.
Ow.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
I guess. I've tried this. What happens if I go back to the other room? What does he say? Because, like, okay. This is pretty peaceful.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Yeah. Just have to stop moving. I am bored.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
That there's more content beyond this, because otherwise I need to go do other stuff to entertain my audience. Stanford? Yeet! Ow, my...
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Stanford
Can you do that for
Pines.
me? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
No,
That you'll
dude.
throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Dude,
You
no,
were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Dude, I do
Am I
like...
reading the situation correctly?
I do like this game. It's why I'm trying to unlock the rest of it so we can play more. Stanford Pines, Stanley, and Topher.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Jesus, this is...
I just wanted us to get along.
I'm sorry,
I guess
man.
that was too much to ask.
Look,
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Man, if I didn't... Well... Yeah, Stanley, it's over, I guess. Yeah. Jesus, that guy sounded heartbroken. Just... Don't worry, man. This is how we get to see the rest of the game. I'm sure you worked really hard on it.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
What do you mean I'm going back?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There we go, yeah. Now then, tell you what, Mr. Narrator. Since I feel like that was kind of
When
mean of
Stanley
me,
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
let's follow the path that he recommends.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, this is all way too fucking real. Let it ball up inside you, take it out on passive aggressively on other coworkers, present coworkers for not support. Okay, I did not need to be called out like this today. Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Everyone is unique, me most of all. Hell yeah. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Hang on, I'm sure there's something in here. That's it. Or what else? else is in here? Let's see. We got ourselves a spool of rope.
There was nothing here.
Some
no
duct
choice
tape,
to make,
some wire,
no path to follow. Just an
wrench,
empty broom closet.
more
No
wrenches, a
reason to
pair
still
of
be
channel
here.
locks there. What is that? A staple gun? A sprayer? A sprayer. Found a couple of harbor
It
bins.
was
Oh yeah,
baffling that
end
Stanley
nips.
was
See
still
these
just
things right
sitting
here?
in the broom closet.
These things are
He wasn't
really
even
useful
doing
for pulling
anything.
nails out of
At
wood.
least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Let's see, there's a broom. Oh, what's up there? I bet that's the secret to the. I bet that's the secret to the
Are you
broom
really
closet
still in the broom
ending.
closet? Standing around doing nothing?
If I know any horror
Why?
game that wrenches a
Please offer
weapon,
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
you'd think so, but I can't pick it up.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Trust me, I know
Maybe
this.
to you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I love this game, man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, this time we're following his instructions to be nice. Oh, fancy. Oh, look at that. The executive pissoir. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms. Shitting at 90 miles an hour. Mansion-looking office, right? But, like, honestly, I love decor like this. Like, all the dark wood, just primo shit.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have
Certificate of
known was that the keypad
bumpus.
behind the boss's desk
I
guarded
know
the
more than a few
terrible
people who
truth
need that.
his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Nope, couldn't possibly have known this if you hadn't told me.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Giving me behind the scenes at Aperture vibes. Random buttons, yes. To be fair, I did hit random buttons. I just happened to hit 1, 2, 3, 4.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
8245.
This question
Gotta
would
remember
not
that code
go
later.
unanswered for long.
Whoa. What is this place?
Stanley walked
Whoa.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh my god. Look at this. Oh.
The lights
What?
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. Wow. Hello. Hello! Why, yes, I am having fun.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Oh, hey, there I am.
Co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Voice was in game at first, right? Hang on. I'm trying to catch what employee 69's up to. Give me a second. There you are. Looks like a pretty normal office. I expected less professionalism from you, employee 69. And let me plop a marker down there so I can clip that later. Let's see.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, that's just capitalism.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
We're about to find out.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Wow.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control. What? Just like we dismantled your mom. Oh, shit. Oh! Justice wants to listen to you, narrator. Narrator? Narrator?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Yes.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
How many
Where had
pads?
his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
So is this
But
just
as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The
This is
feeling
actually
of
really nice. I needed
liberation,
this today.
the immense possibility of the
I
new
needed this
path
today.
before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Opening the vault and fog. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, shit, we're back here. What? 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 No, no, I was out. No. Okay, you know what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, let's explore a bit more of the classic stuff first, then we'll get into the new stuff.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Give me the soda. Give me a soda. What the? What am I tapping?
Yes.
That's not from my keyboard.
Really,
That's from the
really
game.
Worth it being here in the room.
Anywho.
A room so utter. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And I told you to suck my nads.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Maybe a cherry
Look,
coke.
Stanley, I think
I'm
perhaps
trying
we've
to,
gotten
but
off
that
on the
thing
wrong
won't give me.
foot
It,
here.
I swear that thing
I'm
just
not
eats
your
quarters.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
What are you talking
There's
about?
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I
Please,
forgot.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
There's no kick
Your
button.
chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh,
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
all right. Hello? Hello, hello? Yeah, the animatronics get a bit quirky at night.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
What is
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
No,
Stanley.
you shut up, Minnie.
I'm
I
trying
wasn't
to get
even
you to
talking.
see
It's the
something.
narrator.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Clang. You really had a bunch bank, didn't you?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Ow! Dang it, Carl. Okay. Jay, I guess.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his
Yes,
existence.
thank you. Oh?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Okay,
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
As an adult with a job, this is starting to hit a bit too hard.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay, that is hitting way too hard.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
This is
As he
starting to
wandered
scare
through
me.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Why is
Down
there...
one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Oh yeah, the adventure line.
And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I have kids?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh yeah, Bruce Almighty, I've heard of that one. That's the one where Jim Carrey becomes God.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Okay,
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here,
when I
the
first
more
played this, it was
invested
creepy.
he
Now
gets,
it's creepy
the
and
more he
depressing because it's my
forgets which
life.
life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. All right. I can wait this out. I can wait this out. I'm going to take a quick second. I set up a new redeem, but I feel like I made it too expensive. I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. Let's see. Rewards, channel points. Yeah, I'm going to crank that down to from 2,000 to 750 for 5 minutes of handsome Topher. Okay. So I'm going to be quick second. Look, I got a quick second to breathe. So I got to say, this is hitting me way harder as an, seriously, now that I have like grown, when I first played this in college, it was just really creepy. But now that I'm grown up and have a job and go to work every day and feel bored in that job and daydream at that job, I have not seen it, no. This is hitting way harder. Like just the sheer mundanity of it is just... I need to do something whimsical tomorrow. I need to wear a goofy hat. I need to put on a colorful shirt. I need whimsy tomorrow, yes. Okay. I got bored.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I need to watch. I do. I do really like Jim Carrey. Like, I love The Mask. I love The Truman Show.
I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
Well, I guess I just keeled over then. That's fun. Tomorrow I'm playing Minecraft and it'll be filled with antics. Ants and ticks. No, thank you.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So that guy thinks he's got me pegged, huh?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
We're going back to that phone, and I'm giving that guy what for.
Just to admire it.
I'll show you exactly who's in control of this situation.
A work of art. But
no, I had him pegged. Or wait, did I say he had me pegged?
On his left.
Someone's getting pegged. I don't know who. This is pretty much going to be to figure.
Stanley was so bad at following
This is how we're going to
directions,
figure
it's
out who's
incredible
getting
he
pegged.
wasn't
I'm going to
5
show.
years
I'm going to
ago.
show this guy who's doing the pegging around here.
Look, Stanley,
I'm gonna
I
be a
think perhaps
full-on
we've gotten
pagan
off on the wrong
god.
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
You should never say that again.
To
Say
let
what again?
her back into
That
your
I'll be
life.
a pagan god?
She's been waiting.
And then I'll show you who can make decisions.
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you
Yeah.
just unplug the phone?
Yeah,
But
dude.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Well, I
You
sort of went over
actually
there and they went, "What?"
chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
Yes,
Not
but you're
picking
forgetting
up the phone
something.
is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
You are
How is that
forgetting the
even
power I
possible?
wield.
None of
As
these
a
decisions were
pagan
supposed to mean anything.
god.
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a
I
second.
love that reverb
Did I
not
just
so
see-
much.
No, that's not
Yeah.
possible.
Marker.
I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
Oh, no, I do
wouldn't
that
have
IRL
kind of
too.
risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Wait, does that mean
Allow
I'm
the
not
person
real?
to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm
Excellent.
supposed to be having a back sack
Making
and
choices
crack.
on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I hope all y'all were paying attention.
Welcome
What the
back.
hell?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed
Oh,
on good decision-making,
decision-making.
we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
You know what? I don't care. Oh, they put safety. Well, they put safety rails on the cargo lift.
Now that we
Lame.
know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make
You know what
no
that
sense
means?
at all.
Fish.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately,
Come on,
it
let me
seems
outta
this
here.
place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Neither am I, but that doesn't stop me. Okay. I guess I go back to the doors.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Let's see here.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That
we
means
get a shut
choosing
up Sadie routine?
responsibly
I'll see if
and
I can find
always
one. I
putting
need
the
a
story first.
good audio of
I'm quite
someone
sure
saying,
you'll be up to
"Shut
the
up,
task.
Sadie."
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What part of "I'm a pagan god" did you not understand?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Honestly, this is some very avant-garde furnishing. I'm into it. Hang on. I guess we'd have to go back through the right door. Let's see. Hey, what's the 411?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
Let's not shut the game down. We're only an hour into this stream.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Wait, hey, oh shit, shit. Whoa.
I'm here. I'm still here.
What?
Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
To hell with your malarkey.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Huh.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly
I can do this as many times as you want, old man.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I gotta find some, Nope. guess that still wasn't the right way.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Wait.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
I can
and
do this
always
dance all day,
putting
old
the
man.
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I will keep going through the right door as many times as it takes.
No! Why did you do that?
And by as many times as
Quickly,
it takes,
hurry back.
I mean, fine, I'll go through the left door.
Behave exactly
I am
as Stanley
so
would.
bored with this.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, there's a path down. What the hell is that? Oh.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
Did that work?
Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Oh! I realized what happened there, Mom and Marilyn.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please
accidentally put the
speak
party
the
drop.
code into the receiver.
I accidentally
Otherwise,
had
we
that
can't
set
get on
into
with the
a
story.
disabled
This
folder.
is a crucial step.
Don't worry, I will redeem that in about 30 seconds. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your
Night
respect.
Shark 115.
The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Well, you see, the explanation is very...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hey, what? Hey. Hey, that's me.
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
There we go. Got the party button working again.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
Sorry about that, Mom and Maryland.
The story
I accidentally had the video file disabled.
It cannot exist
So I disabled the
without
other
you. Do you
birthday emotes, but I
understand
left
me?
that one up.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide.
I could give a commentary during all this, but I'd rather just let this sit.
That's all right.
Sorry, Leroy? What?
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
What's going on? Oh. Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Now, before I start
What could
touching on
it
the new
mean?
content, I want to
Stanley
find the
decided to go to
adventure
the
line. I
meeting
need to
room.
find the
Perhaps he had
adventure
simply
line.
missed a memo.
I love the adventure line.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room,
I think it's
and
this
Stanley
way.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Man, employee 450. Now, there's an important guy. Like, look at that. He's got that whole big office all to himself. He's got a window with a lovely view of this wall. Man, I gotta get promoted. Maybe I'll ask my boss if I
Standing now in
can.
this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business,
But
Stanley took
452.
the first
Now,
open
there's
door
an
on his
important
left.
dude. Look at that. Big ol' office, view of scenic beige wall, right by the copier. Now, that's convenience. Look, he's got a poster. He gets a poster. Just incredible.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. That's right. We're gonna see. We're making our own path. I make my own options.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Figure it. Here we go.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Rude.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I remember the first time I played this, I thought for sure the truck was gonna go racing ahead and hit me. Oh,
No. This isn't right
I
at
think
all.
we
You're
wound
not
up in the
supposed to be
wrong
here
room.
yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Close your eyes, folks at home.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Look at these poor bastards. 4018 and 412. They have to sit at cubicles. Like 425, that's when you get an office. I worked hard to get the 427. Worked damn hard. Pull myself up in my...
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
You have the hiccups
did you
again?
Move the
Try
story
drinking from the
somewhere,
far
or-
side of a glass of
Hold on.
water. Like you drink
Why
through a
am I
glass of water, but
asking
you lean
I'm the one who
way
wrote
over.
the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Always works for me.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's see what's in this direction. What the? Hey, what? What the hell? Hang on. Okay, go through here. Okay. Okay, go around here. Go around here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely
So is
was
this
a story here
just
before.
the back rooms? Those back rooms
to
things that
restart
the
the game
Zoomers are always
again?
talking about?
Well, I find
Sadie,
it
is
unlikely
this the
that we'll
back
ever
rooms?
progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. Starting over.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Man, I gotta find it. Wait, where is he? Where is he? Hey, there he is. Nah. Okay, we're done.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I know I already saw door 420, and that was pretty awesome. Let's see.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something.
Oh shit, it's blue now.
The story. Here it comes.
Oh shit. Oh,
no, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
It looks like my grandpa's
I can't quite recall,
attic.
but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Oh, hey, there's that wrench again.
Do you remember, Stanley?
You've tried everything and nothing
Well, do you
works?
know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Oh, hey, look at that, I won.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Hey,
and
someone
it
hit the
really
party
paid off.
button.
So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Hey!
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, there it is.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the
Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
And here comes one of the hardest tracks in gaming. Wait, maybe not yet. We just gotta follow this line. Oh. You know, I never actually found out what happens if you deviate from the line, but I want to do the line ending for y'all. I love the line ending.
See? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To destiny.
Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Yeah, that sentence had too many syllables.
Not sure where I was going with all that.
Yeah, that's all right. Just don't do it again.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Here we go.
Got the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Everyone take a screenshot of that fern.
Make sure you
Remember the
study
fern.
it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Gotta carefully examine the fern. Stare at the fern. Appreciate the fern. Get a different view of the fern. Lick the fern. Smell the fern. get bored of the fern and leave. Oop, oop, oop.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
Oh, hey,
After
this
we
place
trusted
again.
you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't
We
take this
sang
anymore.
merry
To hell
songs
with it.
together, Line.
Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Smoke
We're
the fern.
intelligent
Hell
people, right?
yeah.
Why
That's,
can't we make up our own story? Something
that's where the guy in
daring,
Office
mysterious.
420 comes in.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I want our story to
Go
have pirates
wild.
in it.
Use your imagination.
Space pirates.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
You ready for space pirates?
Oh, no, not you again.
Holy
Stanley,
shit.
I'd also like
That
to
line
veto
is
the line from
destructive.
having any role in our awesome new story.
But
no
I like the
lines or
line.
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It's such a fun detail how it's all trademarked. Even just it. Okay, bye, Line.
Ah,
Ooh.
a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh,
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
My
so
guy,
starting from the right,
respectfully,
let us ask,
what
will
the
taking
fuck
the
are
right
you
door
yammering
lead us
about?
to where we're going?
The silken bees.
Since
The
answer is
silken
yes,
bees.
then by
The
all
silken
accounts,
bees.
The door on the
The
right is the
silken
correct
bees.
one. Another victory for logic.
I
Come,
wasn't.
Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to a word of that.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Hang on, find the
It's
line-
all
you follow
one
the line,
giant
but-
ending? And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Let's see. Deviate from
So
the
now,
maintenance room,
according
end
to
up in
the
monitor
schedule,
room,
I restart
narrator
again.
restarts the
Then
game.
what?
Okay, we did
Am I
that.
just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to
Discover
forget?
Studios room now has many
My
additional doors.
mind
In
goes
this wondering,
blank
restart the
simply
game.
because it's written here
Office
on
now
this,
dead end.
this
Turn around for another
thing.
dead end.
Wall.
End up in another building.
Well, who consulted me?
Nonsense
Why don't I get to
philosophy
decide?
and
Why
music.
don't I get a say
Return
in
to
all
the
of
office.
Is it really?
Return to monitor room. Force restart.
No,
Venture
it
into
can't be.
explored territory.
I don't want it
Find
to be.
line again.
I don't
Find
want
the
the game to
confusion.
keep restarting. I don't
Ending
want to forget
schedule.
what's going on.
Narrator restarts the
I don't want
game.
to be trapped like this.
Fifth retard.
I won't
Narrator forgets
restart
from
the game.
previous
I won't
restarts.
do it. I won't do it.
Stanley
I
attempts to
won't
create the
do
story
it.
but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do
Timer
anything.
Stopped. Does that
Game
mean
restarts on its own.
did
Find
we
the line
do
again.
it?
Begin
Did we
following the
break
line.
cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule. How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
To pick up a story.
So, okay.
Find a bookstore, get bored, and
I
leave.
guess now we just wait.
Narrator
You
restarts
know,
the game.
I suppose in some way
After
that
a-
this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
Oh, God, he's
We'll
on
find
this
out, won't we?
again.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Ugh, I don't know why, but that ending always creeps me out. How it just kind of
All of his
screeches
co-workers
and
were gone.
stops.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, before we hit the new content, there's one last ending I want to show
When
y'all.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Then the new now this stuff, I admit I've played a bunch. I know like the back of my hand. But the
Yet
new
there was not a
content,
single person here either.
that's where we're gonna
Feeling a
get
wave of
juicy.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase,
Now
Stanley
this standing
walked
is always
upstairs
really
to
fun.
his
It's
boss's
just
office.
hilarious. Okay, it's the parking
But
garage. It's
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility
Wait,
of facing his
wait a
boss.
second.
Admitting he had
Okay,
left
that's how
his
the cars
post
get
during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Crazy?
All of my
I was
coworkers
crazy
blinking
once.
mysteriously
They put me in
out
a
of
room,
existence
a
in
rubber
a single
room,
moment
a rubber
for
room
no
with rats.
reason at all.
I don't like
None
rats.
of it made
Rats
any
make me
logical
crazy.
sense.
Crazy.
And as Stanley
I was
pondered
crazy
this,
once.
he began to make
They put
other
me in a
strange
room,
observations.
a rubber room,
For
a
example,
rubber room with rats.
Why couldn't he see
I don't
his
like
feet
rats.
when
Rats
he
make
looked
me
down?
crazy.
Why
Crazy?
did doors close
I was crazy
automatically
once.
behind him
They put me in a
wherever he
room,
went?
a rubber
And
room,
for that matter,
a rubber
these
room with
rooms were
rats.
starting to look
I don't
pretty
like
familiar.
rats.
Were they simply
Rats make me
repeating?
crazy.
No, Stanley said to himself.
Crazy.
This is all too
I was crazy
strange. This
once.
can't be real.
They put me in a room,
And at last,
a rubber
he
room,
came to the
a rubber
conclusion
room with
that had
rats.
been on the tip of his
I don't
tongue.
like rats much.
He
Rats
just
make me
hadn't
crazy.
found the words for it.
Crazy.
I'm
I was-
dreaming!
Oh.
He yelled. This is all
I guess
a dream.
maybe I wasn't crazy. I was just
What a
dreaming.
relief Stanley felt
That's
to have
good.
finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Man,
He thought to himself,
I've never
suppose
had
I'll
dreams
wake up
this
soon.
crazy before- this
I'll have to
creepy
go
before.
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Right
I
as
may
you were
well
gonna
enjoy
redeem
this
interrupting
while I'm still
Carl.
lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
That's
Then
fun.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Most people call that
Now
thinking.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
And that's called
I'm
metacognition.
dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke
Think
to
about
all
it.
people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply
It's-
deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
That's right. We just have to wake up.
So
We just
he
have to
closed
wake
his
up.
eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Wait,
the fresh air
on my back?
of the world outside this one.
But I sleep
Let
on my
me wake
side.
up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let
Oh, we
me
got
go back
ourselves
to
an-
my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
In a second.
want my
I'll deal with the button in a
apartment.
second.
And my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Yeah, that's probably an appropriate reaction.
Wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Yeah, that's easily one of the most terrifying parts of the game right there.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Crazy?
Everyone
I was
knows
crazy
what
once.
crazy people look like.
They
And
put me in a room.
moment, she thought
rubber
to herself
room.
how lucky
A rubber
she
room with
was
rats.
to be normal.
Rats make me
I
crazy.
am sane. I am
Sane.
in control of
I
my
was sane
mind.
once. They took
I
me out of a
know what
room.
is real
A rubber room.
and what isn't.
I don't know where I'm
It was
going with
comforting
this.
to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, it's probably an appropriate reaction to seeing a dead body on the street. And now that we have that taken care of, we have a new first-time chatter. It's Loaded License. Not even going to try to pronounce it. He says, best viewers on Pro Boosters Online. A whole bunch of extra bullshit. You all know what we do to bots like this guy.
I think it was
Dostoevsky who said.
Later,
Later,
fucker.
Oh, you saw a dead body on the street before? Wait.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Where were you living that you saw
Stanley
a dead
decided to go
body
to the
on the
meeting
street?
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How bad is your neighborhood? Or wait, was this when you were in New York? All right, folks. Oh, dang, for real? Didn't realize it was that rough. It always struck me as rather quaint. Oh, okay. Well, folks, we hit all the endings I wanted to hit. Let's see the new stuff.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh. Oh, shit, I forgot the masher ending. Oh, well. Tips on poking it with a stick. Any meows has their priorities straight. You see a dead body, you give it the old poink, poink.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Oh, this is fun. It's like a Disney ride.
Critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Nice
Please
reference.
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh, this is gonna be sweet.
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Oh,
Nothing
Night in the
special
Woods.
yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing
I
adventure.
need to play that game so I know what the hell you and Sadie are yammering about. As they're like,
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go. All right,
There we
finally,
go.
at long last, it's on to the new content.
New
I've never
content.
been more ready. Let's do it.
scroll brick texture. Stroll.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I started streaming, but I got a
All
desktop
right.
PC
All right,
didn't
let's
save my
see
game
it.
data.
The jump circle?
The jump. Oh, okay. Count them off with me, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can jump now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oh. Is that it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to slap a marker on that. Ford jumps in. Hey, I can jump now. You can. I've seemed to have used all my jumps. Yes, I'm so used to being able to jump in video games that it didn't register that it was a change yet.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
I mean,
another elevator.
They
Stanley,
added jumping. It was
I
a
have to
whole
say,
new dimension of
initial impressions
navigation.
Of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable
You know what I
Ultra
want?
Deluxe, now
I
with
want
over
this guy to
1,000
read the
hours
Hitchhiker's
of
Guide
new
to the
content.
Galaxy.
And oh, wait. There's more.
Here we go.
Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see.
We got ourselves
I'm
a
ready for
catwalk in the
whatever it
office.
is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens
You seeing
when
this shit,
greedy
chat?
video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Way
It's
to
my
date
fault,
this
Stanley.
game, buddy,
I
calling
built
it
up too
Twitter.
much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
I can-
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Sounds good.
What do you say, friend?
Yeah, let's do it. Whoa. Oh. This is all.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Hang on. Let me just. Oh, that just goes back to the rest of the game, doesn't it? No. New stuff.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to
Oh, I
be.
think I'm starting to hurt.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, wow.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
You knew nothing about this game before watching me play?
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
That is kind of surprising. I mean, this game was everywhere when it came out. All the Lex players were playing it.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Oh, God,
before
no.
it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The hasty label, I love it. Yeah, he played the Stanley Parable. Like, he played the Stanley Parable a bunch. It was a great video. Man, I wonder what Markiplier's up to. Okay, I'm guessing this is either the first dollar made selling the Stanley Parable or Mr. Krabs' millionth dollar. Ha! I mean, I might be able at this rate, I might be able to get the achievement in the original. Oh, hey, so they got a bunch of nominations at least. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. I wonder if that was a real review. This is kind of nice. Wait, little Stanley? Oh, a hamster.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk.
I mean,
with an hour of new elevator content.
My name is Sloppy Vagina. I'm a big read.
Oh, hey, that's me. What's this? There's the original title screen. Nope, I guess that's nothing. Could have sworn that was a new choice. And I don't know, this is all turning out to be content.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
True, but why would you do that when you can add new stuff? There's a bunch of boxes in the way. Oh my god, the serious room. I forgot about that one. That was the room that you unlocked in the original by trying to use server cheats. Trying to use SV cheats. Back when this was a source game and not Unity. Do I go back this way?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Here we go.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh shit, are these the bad ones?
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, are we about to face the bad ones? Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Hey, buddy, who's providing the commentary here? Me or you? Oh, wow. So this is just a... kind of a self-reflection on the devs' part. Very avant-garde.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
You're a
You can
little
tell me if
preachy.
I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button? The narrator's the point.
Button. Well,
these people just don't get the Stanley parable, man.
If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
All right. Oh, hey, look at that.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you... Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course,
come on, man, you say that about all your ruminations.
But if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Imagine making a cameo in a game like this,
means,
right?
Well, there's really only so much I
I'd
can
love to have a
ramble on to
cameo in this
myself
game.
about. I know, it's shocking, isn't
Boink.
it? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Holy shit.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, shit.
Back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here.
Yeah,
not
well,
a single person
guess
to
what?
speak with.
I'm
And you
pushing
think
the button
that's
again.
Just how
Bye.
it's always been. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
How
I
much
stopped
time?
keeping track after a year. Have you ever
Holy
sat
shit.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Oh, shit. Did we outlive the narrator? What's that thing? What is that, a smoke detector? Someone changed its fucking batteries. It's giving
But they
away.
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the
he's
jokes?
back
They
at it.
bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
Oh,
it
they
wasn't
must be
enough.
talking about the
they had to
beginner's
leave
guide.
a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all
That was a
of
game
their
they made
pitiful
after the
demands.
Stanley
But
Parable.
then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's
Amazing that this thing is still standing there. Probably been... Oh. Time marches on, I guess.
The end is never the end, is never the
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never is the end, is never 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 the
end, is never the
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is nah! Oh, it got stuck in the Echolalia loop. Sorry, folks. Amazing that this building is still standing. It's probably been years, hundreds of years now. Up there it goes. Oh, hey, that's nice. Got a little daylight. That makes that honestly makes me feel a lot better. Well, shabadoink. Oh, hey, look at that. Nature's reclaiming the building. Oh. Skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. What the hell? Not a fan of the creepy shit. Looks like the button's dead. Oh my god. Well, that's one way to get free, I guess. I mean, there's no... I'm out of the building. There's no mind control stuff. Is this freedom? I guess just keep walking. Oh. Well, we got free, didn't we?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, new content.
Oh,
Okie
good.
dokie.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Lay it on me, narrator man. Oh, are we gonna go past the elevator or back onto it? Oh boy, so much. I hope we get 37 jumps this
on the
time.
Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
I know it's a gag, but I actually really want this.
Possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. Nice, the adventure line too. I like that.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's
Oh, yeah.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
I like this. They got a whole PowerPoint here. They got the Stanley Parable 2. 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 Thanks for attending my meeting. Oh my god, it's the fern. I knew it. I knew the fern was gonna come back. I knew it. It took years and years and for a sequel to come, but the fern is back.
Now, to be clear,
Pretty
I
swank
haven't
office,
quite
by the way.
nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I don't know if I agree with you on that, Chief, but let's see what you got. Oh, nice. Oh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I used to build displays for trade shows like this. I know that too was a massive pain in the ass to build. I mean, it had to sit catawampus on 3 little spindles like that. Oof. A button that says the name of the player that's playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Genuinely thought he
So
said
with that in
autistic instead of
mind, my
artistic
first
and did a
addition
huge
to the
double
game
take.
is this
To be
button,
fair,
which
this guy
speaks
is
the name of
definitely
the person
autistic, but you
playing
know.
the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
All right,
Just play along. I promise
Let
you'll
me get into
love
the
it.
headspace of
Okay,
Jim.
here
Let
we
me
go.
think.
Let's take a deep breath.
Get into the
Clear your
headspace of
mind,
Jim. Headspace
forget
of Jim.
whoever you are, and simply become
Headspace
a person
of
named
Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I am
Sleeping and
Jim.
waking as Jim.
I date
Falling
Pam.
in love and
I
being
pranked Dwight.
heartbroken as Jim.
That's right, it's
Seizing
The
all
Office
of the
now.
world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Sorry, guess not Jim from The Office. I am Sadie's stepdad. I am Sadie's stepdad. Why is my stepkid so gormless? Just feel the weight of it weighing my soul down.
Jim.
And I feel validated
Yes,
by this
you
button.
See? What a thrill! What a rush!
I feel
That was
loved.
you.
I
The
feel
button
seen.
described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm
Oh,
too
yeah.
emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Truly an incredible new feature.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
I guess that's the whole plan. Okay, I dig it. I like the giant inflatable stick. The Oh my god. Oh, guess settings world champion doesn't exist yet. Okay. But hang on, I gotta see more about that bucket. I gotta see the bucket.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Okay. Man, this place is huge. Yes, I am having fun with that reverb knob. And you can't stop me.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
All right, chat, what are we thinking? Do we want the office to be decorated with Get Well Someday or Happy 12th Birthday? What are we thinking, chat? Come on, chat. It's the Stanley Parable, and I'm letting you make the choice.
You know,
Get well
sometimes when you
someday.
solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. A happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
You know what, narrator?
Or actually,
You screwed
maybe I should
over
have gone with-
Sadie.
No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Okay, I got distracted, but I gotta see that bucket. Who's doing the sneaking? Who's sneaking around? Why is there sneaky music? Get that pizzicato shit out of here.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance
Oh my
Bucket.
god.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the
Give me the
many
bucket.
disorienting
Give me the bucket.
contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Give me the bucket.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Okay,
Come
can I
on,
have the bucket?
Give it a try.
Yes.
Can you feel it?
Yes.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem
Easy
to go
there,
on
buddy.
and on, don't they?
If I get
All
any more
this and
attractive,
more
I will
await you
literally
in the Stanley
physically
Parable 2.
drown in pussy. It's why God made me overweight and autistic.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
All right, let's see the new free and easy achievement. Hard disagree? I mean, you can go ahead and
Now,
hard
here's
disagree.
something
Just have
special.
fun being
You remember
wrong.
that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will
Technology
exist.
that will
right now,
exist.
the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously
All that talk about
demanding the
integrity.
future. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I don't know, man. This game came out 3 years ago. I don't think they're going to update it anytime soon. Well, no matter what happens, I have the bucket,
What
and
else?
that means
What other
I
exhibits
win.
haven't we seen yet?
Ooh, we got the collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, I don't like that. No. I do not like any of this. Nope, we're getting that. Okay, great. We got 1 out of 6. Great. You know what? I'm happy with getting 1 out of 6. I'm out of here. Scary.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
All right, I think I've seen... Oh, wait, I haven't seen the Infinite Hole yet. You know what? Speaking of Infinite Hole, how's your mom doing, Sadie? Got him. There we go. My face was stuck for some reason. I didn't hear what you said, but you're a bitch. Oh, I said, hey, let me loop it back. Let me loop it back so I can, you can hear what I said. I'm going to check out the Infinite Hole. Speaking of Infinite Hole, hey, Sadie, how's your mom doing? What the? Nope. Not too sciencey. Don't understand it.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before.
I'm your
in a
least
video
favorite
game.
person?
This
I
is in fact
know.
a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
That is true. Normally when you fall in a hole, you die, but just going down forever? And ever and ever and ever? And ever? And ever? And ever? And ever? And ever?
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more
hi.
ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Teleport. Okay, good. We have a teleport.
Great. Now, I'm
Okay,
very
good.
excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Actually, I want to go back in the hole.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now.
Yes,
Did
yes,
you
we
really
are.
need to see it again? I
Yes.
don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I
You know what? I'm
prepared
just
for
gonna
you.
chill here
I
for a
really
minute.
spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them.
Yeah, anything else was
How about
comparing
we
me to
go
Grunkle
ahead
Stan
and
earlier, but
press
now
that
I've got the
teleport
true
button
Grunkle Stan
again,
experience,
so we can
falling
get
down
back
an
to
infinite
what's
hole.
really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I
Well,
know
I
I told
did.
you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
CK called you. Oh, we
Things
got
got a
ourselves a
little
raid.
heated there. I
Spooky
think
Shine
we
is
both
raiding with a
said
party
some
of
things we didn't
14.
mean.
Hello,
Why don't we
everybody.
just put
My
all
name
this
is
behind
Big
us
Snake
and
Oil,
agree
and
to
we are
just
playing
call
the
the
Stanley
hole
Parable Ultra
mostly?
Deluxe.
Infinite.
We tried out the infinite
If that
hole.
works
Turns
for
out
you,
it's pretty
then go
fit.
ahead
I
and
know.
press the
Coming for them
teleport
spooky
button to walk
toes. Coming
up
for
to
them
the top of
spooky
the hole and we can
toes.
move on.
The
I'll just be up
deepest
here
of
when you're
holes.
ready.
Hello, everybody. All right, we're just getting back to the surface. We are now exploring the new content in Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which it turns out is going to be the Stanley Parable 2. Spooky Shine, thank you so much for the raid. What were you playing? Where are you coming from? Let's see what else we got going on. I think that's all the exhibits we've seen here. We saw the free and easy achievement that is broken. The single collectible. Oh, and The Witcher? Nice. Yeah, I adore this game too. I played the hell out of it in college. So I'm really excited to, and I played the Ultra Deluxe when it came out, but not as much as the original. So the new content is still pretty fresh for me. Which is good because that leads to good content for all of y'all. What were you up to in The Witcher? I've been meaning to try that one out. Like, it's been sitting at my Steam library for ages, which, you know, streaming, that's part of why I started streaming, was to dust off all those games that have been sitting in my library for ages.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yeah, I
Ready
think
to
so.
move on now?
Yeah, I mean, I hope we're moving on. Is that ray tracing on the... Oh, what do we have going on in here?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like
First one
all
is
of the new
dated but
features?
fun.
Yes, I know it's
Yeah.
not exactly clear yet how
I feel like a
exactly
lot of
these
older
features
games
will come
kinda have that
together
problem,
as
like,
one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good
I
game
get
in there
that.
somewhere.
Yeah, I've always had that problem where I feel compelled to play the first
these new
one.
features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay.
Like,
are you ready?
I know that the
Here
other
it
games
is.
are better, but I just
give
feel
you
this.
The Stanley Parable.
I don't
2.
know. Maybe it's just my tism gets tickled wrong if I don't start at number one. But
well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of okay.
stream doesn't help clear that game list. It
Hold
just
on.
helps it
Let me
grow.
do a
I
different
know.
arrangement.
I know.
Okay, yes. This is.
I already
much
bought
better.
some
I
games
feel
thinking I
good
would stream them on
Here we go.
sale.
Version 2.
Oh, version.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
I know.
wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture
I've
all
got a
the
Steam
magic
library
of the
full of
first
games
game.
that like of
I
things I
wanted
bought,
fans to
thinking,
love it.
okay,
No
I'm gonna
matter
give
how
this.
good
I
these
like,
gags
oh,
are, they
I've
won't
heard this is
stand on
really
their
good,
own.
and it's only
They
$5.
would
I'll
need
just
the
pick that up
structure
and try it
the
out
gameplay
later.
of the original.
And I'm hoping
Wait.
I can use streaming to
Maybe
make
that's
make
it.
later
I
comp.
can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
Yeah, it's
Go
those
ahead.
Steam sales, man, they will
Take a
absolutely get you. There we go. Oh, wow. Yes, you did. It's kind of a I admit this game has been kind of tricky to stream because I'm trying to talk and give a little commentary about what's going on, but I also don't want to just steamroll the narrator, you know? I mean, that guy's the highlight. So we're just gonna keep chugging along and see how things go, I guess.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, we all know the opening. This is the story of a man named Stanley. Oh, and there's already some of the new stuff here. There are those, well,
All
those
of his
aren't the balloons
co-workers
that
were
Chat
gone.
picked, but
What could it mean?
Chat picked
Stanley
the balloon
decided
and
to
then
go to
the
the meeting
narrator
room.
decided that
Perhaps
he was
had
going to do
simply
his own
missed a
thing.
memo.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. My
Stanley
beloved
picked up the
bucket.
bucket.
Okay, my new buckety friend. Let's get out of here. Let's see.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I may have the bucket, but I'm still a rebel.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Oh, I know, it's the best.
And
Look
here
at this
it was.
place.
Had the bucket
It's
turned out to be
incredible.
correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
All right, thanks for the raid, buddy. Thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, you have a good one.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Let's see. Let's see where the... Yeah, let's go this way. See if the endings change.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Oh, well, see,
Stanley
now the
did not
bucket is
question
way more
why or how
compelling.
this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Well, of course I'm going to do whatever the bucket asks. Look at the bucket. It's got ray tracing.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay, I gotta see what the wife and kids ending looks like.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Sounds good to me, bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Oh,
and
it's
then,
all new
very
stuff.
distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
And where's the bucket? There's my bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press N to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket
It's like
say
a
to him is just in his head.
It's like a weighted... It's like a companion cube, except it's actually used for storage.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Hang on a second. Where's the bucket? There's the bucket. Press T to go back to work. Just a second, actually.
Try
Hang on,
anyway.
see here.
Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Hey, I'm trying to find a transparent PNG of a bucket. I'll be right back. Let me see here. Here we go. Ah, never mind. Not worth it. Here we go. I was trying to find stuff with all fake backgrounds, but I was going to stick a little bucket on my overlay here. There's the bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Press G to go for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Hey, did you just talk shit about about the bucket? The bucket is my friend. Yeah, I am gonna press B to ignore everyone in my life except for the bucket.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
No, I don't.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket. This
Hell yeah,
sort
I
of
am.
shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Right? Look at that thing. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press V to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Buckety.
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
It's the
like
most
it would be
buckety
better
bucket
at
to ever
moving an
bucket.
amount of water from one room to another.
Press T to live the same day with me over and over.
I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
It's not just a bucket, it's my
the ways in
friend.
which it's so much more than just a regular bucket. Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Am I about to fuck this bucket? I gotta slap down a marker for that one.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it.
No.
Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
No. What happened? Okay, I think I get it now. The bucket sort of triggers the new content,
The
sort
meeting
of.
room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
All right, let me try something new with the
bucket
bucket.
tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
Actually, no.
calling to
I was
him,
going to jump off
telling
the
him
cargo
that
lift with the bucket, but
employee
first I want to
lounge was
unplug the
simply
phone with
place
the
to
bucket.
be.
Everything else,
And here
it gives me another
Had the
chance to
bucket
say,
turned out to
oh
be
goodness,
correct?
is it
Was this
4:30?
no?
I'm supposed to be
Never
having a
mind.
back sack
The
and
bucket was
crack.
wrong.
Which, by the way,
Stanley
I looked
took
it
the
up,
door
and
on his
apparently
left
is a
to
form
go
of
back to
basically
the
a
meeting
full
room.
body waxing to get your back, your sack, and your crack.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Oh.
The cargo lift, yes. Go.
There's nothing
Good,
quite as
said
sad
the
as seeing
bucket.
some balloons
Now
stuck in
ride
a
the
high
lift all the way
ceiling.
to the top. There's something
Remnants
up
of
there I
parties
need you
past.
to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not
Does
to
that
think
include your
about this
voice crack?
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket
My
had
voice doesn't
spoken
crack
to
as
him,
much as yours
and
does,
he
Squeaky.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
A back sack and crack.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once
All
again
right, time to
obeyed
unplug the
blindly.
phone. With a bucket.
Now pick up the phone.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
No, yours did.
Were you trying to
Did you
resist
not hear
the
your voice
bucket's
crack
orders?
just now,
Stanley, I
Sadie?
was joking.
Crack through this
Obviously,
text
the bucket
message?
isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness.
To be fair, talking
I must have
buckets
really
are hilarious,
bungled up
but
the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker?
you are in fact squeaky. I'm sorry you have to
Comedic
find out
timing
like
is so
this.
difficult. I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh, there's
it's sitting right here.
there's a new
Let's take
video.
a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all
On this
likelihood,
stream,
you did it
never.
while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Oh, well, in that
To
case,
begin the
let me just
joke,
get my arm in the air
start
here.
by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
Good expression.
Finally,
how is that guy
it's
more
time to hand
wall-eyed
out
than I
surveys.
am?
Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal,
I'm going to start
you'll
ending
have
all of my
audiences
jokes
doubled over
on
in
that
laughter
show,
and
on
even
this show.
tripled over in laughter
I'm ending
in
all
no
of my
time
jokes
at
with
all.
"I'm Dunny with the
Just
funny"
remember
now,
to
and there's
let them
nothing you can
stop
do to
laughing
stop
at
me.
some point.
There is
You
nothing you
gut-busting
can do
little
to
scamp.
stop me.
After
I
all,
cannot be
with
stopped.
each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter.
Sorry,
I think the
outdated?
fundamentals of proper comedic timing are
was
still
that-
as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay, I gotta see how this ends. And also, so
I can feel it. This time, I'm really
we
going
had
to
a bit of a
nail the
Helldivers
delivery.
2
You'll be in
crossover, didn't
stitches.
we?
A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy.
That seems like something
what you'll
Super
call
Earth
me.
would distribute to
Thank
try
goodness we
and
had the
boost
instructional
morale.
video.
Not
Otherwise,
realizing
who
just how
knows where we'd be
woefully
right now.
unfunny the jokes are.
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll
The
figure it out on
bucket
the fly.
spoke.
No need to overthink things.
Okay, back to the two rooms.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Hey, you want to see a real good joke? Topher. You see, you told me to do a very specific thing, but I'm going to do something else. Topher. You can't see it, but I got my arm in the air right now. Oh. Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No,
What the hell?
What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading
I'm
up to
Dunny
this.
with the
There was
funny.
supposed to be a build-up to this
I'm
point.
Dunny
a dramatic
with
display
the
of
funny.
remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Are we going to watch the video again?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors...
Okay, I'm going to go through the
they
right
entered
door
the
again.
Door on the left.
Topher. I am going to go through the right door again, even though it's probably going to prove pointless. Topher. I'm Dunny with the funny.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
T-O-P-H-E-R.
bucket came to a set of 2 open doors.
He tells me to go to the
entered
left,
door
but I'm
on
going to go to the
left.
right, even though it is proving to be completely pointless. T-O-P-H-E-R. I'm Dunny with the funny.
What? We're back at the phone already.
Hearing you
No,
talk
no.
isn't my favorite thing. Too bad, because if you
Here
don't
we
like
go.
hearing me talk,
You
why
ready?
don't you tune into my
When
stream?
Stanley and the bucket came to a set
Anyway,
of 2 open
T-O-P-H-E-R.
doors, they entered
He
the
say
door on
left,
the
me go right. T-O-P-H-E-R. Dunny with the funny. And it's too bad that you
We're
don't like
back
hearing
at the
me
phone
talk
already.
because
No,
I got a new microphone today. And as you can
Here we
hear,
go.
I'm
You
sounding
ready?
crispy.
When Stanley and the bucket
It's a
came to
dynamic
set of
instead
2
of a
open
condenser,
doors,
which means
they
the
entered
sound is a
door
lot
on the
cleaner
left.
for this room.
No.
And
You
my
were supposed
use
to go through the
case.
door on the
But you
right,
would, I
leading
recommend
back to
doing
the
your
phone.
own
Did you
research
not even
and
look at the
considering how you
instructional
would
video?
use it
I think
for
this
how
is
to pick
all
one.
covered very clearly. There's
I
no
did
way
very
I can make
thorough
the
research
comedic
on
timing
various
work
models.
Now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Sorry, what were you
I'm
saying?
going to be ridiculed
I was too
in
busy
the
talking about
community of other
microphones.
joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All
How much
because
was it?
you couldn't
I
watch
believe
a
it was about
simple video and
$80,
take
but
a hint.
Amazon
Are
actually
you
offered me
proud
a
of yourself for
50%
bringing me
off.
down, Stanley? Are
And then
you
I
proud?
used a few Capital One rewards points on it. So now,
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you. It's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
it was, anyway, that's the saying, it was
I
$80.
heard
It's,
that you are
what was it
pale
again?
with
It was
shame
the
over how unabashedly in
Fine
love with the bucket
Tank
you are.
Tank 3
No?
XLR and USB microphone. I'm
It is
using
a
it with the
delivery.
XLR
Pale with
cables.
shame. Pale
And
with
it is a
shame.
dynamic mic, so I have to
Pale.
concentrate a little bit more to keep
What's
my
another word
face
to describe
directly
a
in
bucket?
front of it.
Stanley, this bucket is
But
so
yeah, it was $80, but I got it for like
mental. Like you're
50 thanks to a couple of
guitar.
discounts and redeeming a few
No.
credit card points.
No.
Although I did have to
Away
buy
from
an
making fun of
XLR cable
Stanley's
for it.
obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm just
Right?
I know
It sounds
you
pretty good.
love
For a
jokes.
like I was reading reviews,
More
and for a
instructional
budget
videos.
microphone, this
That's
does a pretty good
exactly what
job.
it is. That's what will make
It
me
does also have a
feel
USB mode,
nominated.
so you should be able to
More
use it even if you don't have an audio
instructional
mixer like mine to do cool shit like this and this, pingers, and this again. Bucket, my beloved.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Fuck you, Bucket Dunny with the funny.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And
The
here it
employee
was. Had the
lounge.
bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. You know, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Hang on. Okay, I think this way goes to the Adventure Line ending. Let's see what the
And so
Adventure
two
Line ending looks like
detoured
with the
through
bucket.
maintenance section and walked straight ahead
Boink.
to the opposite door.
I did not walk to the opposite door. I went somewhere else.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
But I love the
Yes,
bucket.
I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Yes, Adventure Line. Play the music, play the music.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as
Yes,
well.
yes, play the music. Dum da da dum da dum dum. Dum da da dum da dum dum.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
The bucket. You want me to give up the bucket? Oh, back into some broken rooms. Classic Stanley Parable stuff.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
New character?
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Yes.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Yes, I do know what it does.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No. No. There's got to be a way out. There's got to be a way away.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Well, it's going to get a new one, isn't it?
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet?
Ramble all you want.
I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now.
No.
You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans. Stanley, give the fans what they want.
I'll give me what I wanted. I seem to have exploded. That happens a lot on this channel.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I mean, it was a pretty nifty set piece. Okay, let's do that run again. This time, let's see what happens when we put it in the destroyer.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
I clutch the bucket tightly to my chest. I caress the bucket. I kiss the bucket. I make sweet, tender love to the bucket, apparently.
The lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
To be fair, when you're going through all these bits again, I kind of get what some of those reviews are talking about wanting a skip button. Maybe just a skip button for dialogue
Stanley,
you've already heard.
You found your way here. I knew you'd find this
Nah,
place
that would detract
eventually.
from the experience. Forget I said anything.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Come on, play the silly music again. Play the silly music again.
Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Dum, 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 dum,
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Okay, this time we're going to use the Bucket Destroyer.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I guess so.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
It destroys buckets?
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Wait.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that
do
you
I not
give
have
it
the option?
Bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
Oh,
Destroying
okay.
buckets is all it knows. That is its
I guess we're just gonna.
singular
I guess we're gonna sit
personality
through this again.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
I guess I'm exploding again.
Hurry and...
And I exploded again. You know what? I should turn that into a compilation. Topher exploding.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
All right, folks, I think I got time to try for one more ending, and then I should probably call it a night. I do have to go into work early tomorrow, and it's going to be a long day. My only other coworker that I usually have for support on projects has a fever, and she can't come in, so it's going to be just me and
Stanley
the
picked up the
war.
bucket and smiled.
Also
He'd
known as
never
the show
be
we're
alone
building.
Again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
You know, let's
and
just do a
entered the
straight
door on
run.
his left.
A regular old run to the end.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find out. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So this is a Stanley Parable 2. It's just a bunch of
Stepping
dialogue
into
about a
his manager's
bucket.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was
No,
it
it was-
the bucket knew all along?
It was the bucket.
Guiding him?
It was the bucket. The
Yes.
bucket guided
This is
me.
certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, there's a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
See,
can't
you
buy
say
that sort of
that.
happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
But I get the feeling
I
that there
implore
might
you
be
to savor
something.
each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Mind Control Facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What do you think, Bucket? It looks like a mind control facility of some kind.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored
there's
by
our
guinea
office.
pigs. The bucket had
Right
never
there.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it
Wait, no,
that
right there.
everything would be fine.
Don't worry, Bucket. Everything will be fine. We'll find out who did this.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Don't
At
worry,
this
Bucket.
point,
We'll get through
he
this
could
together.
Trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
All right,
Two
Bucket.
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hell yeah. You know what? I think I want to... Yes.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket, why would you
Stanley
do that?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine
Bucket,
and claim the power
Bucket,
for
why
itself?
would you do this to me?
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The
What?
control buttons became active again.
I can control the silly birds? Oh no, I can look at different silly
Stanley
birds.
flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Oh, penguins!
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the
Thank
bucket
you.
known this all along?
Thank you,
Stanley
Bucket.
marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
Now we can watch
Stanley
all
and
the
the
silly
bucket never
birds we
found freedom
want.
because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths
Oh, that's a
his
silly
life
fucking
could have
bird right
taken,
there.
This one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, I think I have time to maybe do one more. What the?
All of his co-workers were gone. What the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling
Thrilling
adventure
adventure
together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
and entered the door on his left.
Okay, I want to see the crusher ending. I want to see how we handle the bucket getting crushed. A different crusher that will actually crush the bucket. What the? Oh my god, I knew it! That looks like 427, ha ha ha. What's up, Sadie? Oh shit. Thank you. I left the big echo. I forgot I left a big echoey room.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
Well,
It's
you
a
don't...
bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Okay,
and the
so we're
bucket
definitely
walked
treating this
upstairs to
again
the
so we can
boss's
find more of
office.
those collectibles, but...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
Bing.
discover not an indication
Bing.
of any human
Bonk.
life.
Bonk.
Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew
All
all
right,
along?
let's go, bucket. We're
Was
gonna
the
go
bucket
die.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
We
Although
are
this passageway
escaping.
had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
And we are not stopping.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yep. I'm still echo. What? Hang on. I'm still echoing? Oh, hang on. I reread an old message, didn't I? My bad. Oh,
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and
Well, I
comfort
didn't reread
had
an old
turned
Me
out
Safe.
to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace
Let's
the
see.
bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Well,
This
it makes
is
it a
what
bit
Stanley
easier.
thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
So what does this
Farewell,
do?
Stanley.
What purpose does this serve in this facility?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
No. Oh. But I got away, apparently.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was
Wait,
a
where's the
glorious
bucket?
to behold.
No. No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. I thought that was a memorial. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is empty within a carpenter's void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, you'll become enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the buckets and its history will have... History is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information of exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you are in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can
Yeah,
you see
that
the
is my
hubris
bro-
that blinded him?
No, give
Can
it back.
you see that the
That's my bucket.
is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Give me my bucket. 25. 25 buckets, the greatest number of photograph buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria of the exposure of this many buckets at once. Truly, this place understands the value of buckets. Bucket with 2 handles. A bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it, right? Your fingers would get pinched. 1 handle, 1 bucket. That's the way it should be. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet despite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, presented without commentary. I feel so primal. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical use of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It
I
is
beg to
man
differ, but
who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Hey, look, a hole. Oh. Okay, I guess I just, Wile E. Coyote my way out there.
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket should take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Did the bucket survive? Did the bucket survive? I need to know, did the bucket survive? Did the bucket survive? Oh. I guess we'll never know. But for now, that is the end of this stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much to any raiders who stuck around this long. If you had fun, consider dropping a follow. I'm out there. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram and TikTok where I post my clips. Hang on, let me just snooze these ads. But for now, be sure to tune in for my next stream on Thursday, where I will be continuing to play Fallout New Vegas. But for now, that's our show. Let's see who we can raid out to. Let's see. Stone BT. Nah. Hippie Fight. Nah. Prioric. Let's see. Nah, not that guy. Let's see. let's see what Soulstone. Now let's see what's going on in here. This is gonna be Asha the Game Genie. All right, rating out in 5, 4, 3,